Hello everybody, welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews today. Today's beer comes from New Belgium Brewing. This is the Voodoo Ranger Higher Plane IPA. Thanks a bunch for stopping by, I do appreciate it. I had one of my subs a couple of weeks ago asked me if I'd seen this beer, and I said no, I had not. And I Googled it and brought a picture of it up, and I said, I have not seen this. And I showed it to the other half, and of course she works at Kroger's, and she said, well, I'll keep an eye out for it. Well, one day last week, she said, that beer is here. You want me to bring some home? I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. The only fuss I have about New Belgium, they put a best by date on it. Best before date, whatever, by date. I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. At least it's got something on it, and I don't know if they give it a 3, 4, 5, 6 month shelf life. I'm not sure. You guys see New Belgium beers in there, especially the Imperial Voodoo Ranger all the time, and I just deal with that best by date because I have a very limited selection from the Kroger and the little gas station slash beer store that we buy on this side of town from. Without having to drive 30 miles across town to the craft beer store. So she seen it and picked it up and brought it home, and I said, I'm going to review it. 12 ounce can here, guys, and it's calling it a Hazy Imperial Ipa, and it is a big beer. It's, huge, not huge, but 8.5%. So it's definitely into my go-to range. You may see it in my fridge again. We shall see. We shall see. Like I said, I'm not sure. And it's got a picture of a skull dressed up, and got a big hot cone on the front there, and goggles, like his motorcycle goggles. I don't see a motorcycle in there, but I'm a big skull fan, guys. I've got a lot of skulls tattooed on my body, so I am into the skulls. I don't know why. Phew. This is. It's what it is. Beer Advocates call it a New England style. It doesn't claim that on the can anywhere. And this particular can says January 31st of 2021. So when I went to Beer Advocate and I looked, they do have a score for it. And I looked at all the people that had commented on this, because it takes, I think, at least 10 people to comment on the beer before they'll actually post a score, usually, not always, but usually. And everybody that has commented on the beer was either from September or October. So if it was available in September, October, November, December, January, they're giving it a 4-month shelf life, guys. So it's about a month past what I consider the shelf life to be, but I have no control over that. It is what it is. They're in the business to sell beer, so if they can give it an extra month, 2 or 3, and even then, she sees the beer guys come in the store all the time, and she'll say, this is good, that's good, that's not good, this and then the guys will look at her like, well, if you don't buy it, somebody else will. And that's their mentality. I mean, if you're the kind of person that checks dates, the person right behind you is going to pick it up and not check the dates. And that's what they depend on. I mean, we're going to sell it whether you pick it up or not. We don't give a rat's ass. That's their attitude. Because people around here that control the distribution want to push, they sell their Bud, Miller, and Coors. That's what they're wanting to push. And they could give a rat's ass whether they push any kind of craft beer. They don't care. That's just the way it is here where I live. And these people have been controlling the beer distribution in this area since Prohibition. So, I mean, they don't care. They do not care. If you don't buy it, we don't give a damn. Somebody else will. And if it sits here, we'll take it out of this store and we'll put it in another store, and somebody there will buy it. They don't care. They do not care. And I would just go. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They want to push their horse piss beer over any kind of craft beer. It is what it is. I mean, it's a blatant, and they probably would leave it in Kroger's. If it doesn't sell there, they'll pull it out and they'll take it to the little gas station / beer store, and they'll put it in there. Because some sucker's going to come along and buy it that don't check dates. I ain't seen this before. It's 6 months old. And then they get a 6-month-old beer and they go, I ain't going to buy that again. So I don't understand the thinking from these breweries, knowing that the distributors don't care. That's why Bell's pulled their beers out of Virginia, because the distributors let it sit in the warehouse for months before they put it out. So they said, we're not going to, homie ain't going to play that. We're going to pull the beers out of Virginia. If y'all can't do a better distribution than that, y'all won't get them anymore. That's what's happened. They said, screw you. We just won't send them there anymore. If that's the best you can do, don't do it here. I don't blame them a bit. I don't blame them one freaking bit. So, here's what it is, guys. Let's get on with this one. Untapped says it's 45 IBUs. Higher Plane IPA achieves the perfect balance of delicately bitter flavors and tropical fruit, tropical juicy aromas, channeling your inner haze, tasty notes, visual, deep gold, medium, heavy sheen, moderate white foam, aroma, strong hop aroma with notes of mango, pineapple, and passion fruit, hints of warm, bready notes that invite you in. Flavor, slight moderate sweetness to the middle, then slight moderate bitterness that grows to moderate and lingers slightly. Mouthfeel body smooth and slightly coating medium body. And the pictures here are showing a beer that's got a slight haze to it. But they're not claiming it to be a New England style here on the can anywhere. But both Beer Advocate and Untapped are claiming it to be a New England style beer. So, let's find out. We do have the ABV at 8.5, and we do have a best by date of the end of January 2021. So, best I can tell, they're giving it a 4-month shelf life, guys. Drinking fresh. Drinking fresh. A little cloudy coming out, not super cloudy. Definitely a hazy. And they are saying it's a hazy IPA. Hazy Imperial IPA. About 2 fingers of head on that pour. It does look very, it's a dirtier orange juice color than the bright orange juice color. Definitely a hazy. It could fit into the New England style beer in the appearance. It does look very hazy, very cloudy. It's a little dirtier than the orange juice color. I wouldn't say it's to the bright orange juice color that a lot of the breweries are doing, but it's probably as close as these caps can get it done. So, not getting any light through it. Maybe just a slight hint of a little bit through the thin part of the glass. A decent looking beer. I've had a lot better looking beers than this for a New England style, but I mean, New Belgium is a pretty big brewery and they're just about available in every state. So you probably already be able to get your hands on this one if you like this style of beer. To the nose we go. And it's got great big soapy bubbles, so I don't think the head's going to stick around very long. Nice and citrusy, hints of pine and grapefruit. Maybe a little pineapple. It's not off the chain aroma, but it's there. Smells decent, guys. It does. For a mass-produced craft beer, which New Belgium is, I mean, they're just like I said, available in just about every state. They have a big distribution chain. Smells pretty good. It does. I will give it that. It smells pretty good. It's a lot hazier than my Imperial Voodoo. So I'm glad I was made aware that they were making this and brought her attention to it, since she works at Kroger's every day. And she's seen it and picked it up. So not quite to the ABV that the regular Imperial. I think it's a 9%er, but it's not hazy, cloudy like this. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's a decent beer. I mean, the appearance looks like a New England style to me, but the taste and the aroma is a little subdued, a little lackluster. To be categorized. Categorized? Is that easy for me to say? Categorized in that category, or put in that category. The hop aroma and taste is a little bit more subdued than your typical New England style beer that's done well is. So that's what I'm trying to say. Easy for me to say. But it's decently pleasant. And for 8.5%, alcohol's hidden pretty well. I may purchase. It wasn't an expensive beer to buy. It wasn't super pricey. I would probably buy this beer again. But like I said, we can't hold a candle to a lot of other New England style beers that Pariah and Treehouse and Trillium and so many others produce. Vitamin C. I mean, the list it gets longer and longer all the time of breweries that can do this beer outstanding, but they're not producing the quantity that New Belgium's doing. I mean, they're just not doing it. So it doesn't have quite the hop presence in the aroma or the taste that a lot of those beers do, but they're not producing the quantity that these guys are doing it. So they're probably not putting quite as much hops in that brewing process that those smaller breweries are doing. So, but still, very tasty, guys. So without rambling on and on and on and on, right out of the fridge, let me go sip on it, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a while now. This is a tasty beer, guys. Not outstanding, not world class by any means to me. It is a well-made beer. It's very tasty. The hop aroma and taste is a little subdued compared to a lot of other New England style beers, but it's a mass-produced beer. New Belgium is a big brewery, almost probably to the extent of some of the macros. They have a big distribution chain, guys, and they're available everywhere just about. So if you're into the hazy, I don't want to call it a New England style, but the hazy, unfiltered style beer, this may be the closest you can get to it, unless you can get some of these really well-made beers like I can't get, but they're being sent to me. I feel so privileged and so lucky that I'm getting Hop Butcher beers and Treehouse beers and Trillium beers and Pariah beers being sent to me by the breweries and my awesome subscribers. So I'm one of the lucky ones. I am definitely one of the lucky ones. But this may be the closest you can get to that style of beer if you can get any of those other beers. And it's close. No cigar, but it's close. It's not outstanding to me, guys. It's not. It's a decent beer. It's a well-made beer. Alcohol's well hidden, but it's not got the hop aroma or the taste that those beers have. Final show. Tasty beer, guys. I will say that. In my humble, honest opinion, This is an 8 beer in a 7 can because it has a Best By date instead of a canned on date. And that's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it an 88. I'm going to give it an 88. It needs to have a canned on date, and they can do that. They're printing this garbage on the bottom of it for a Best By date instead of putting the canned date on it. Give me the canned on date. I know if I've got a canned on date when I should drink it by. Putting a Best By date on it, I don't know how long a shelf life you're giving it and when it was put in this can. 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6, 8, 12? Don't have any idea. And they'll give longer and longer shelf lives depending on the brewery because they want to sell it. They want to sell it. They could put this in there and put a 12-month enjoy by date on because they want to sell more of it. Oh, you say, oh, it's still good. Best before this date. Even though it's 12 months down the road, they want to sell those beers. And that's how it works. Give me the canned on date. So that's why it's not getting the 8 and it's getting the 7. B plus. 88 for me, guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 89. We're pretty close there. Over to Untapped, they have it at 3.82, also B plus. So we're in agreement. Everybody's saying it's B plus. I agree. Put a canned on date on in New Belgium. If you don't get the better grade. Bottom line. Canned on date. If you can't do that, you don't get the better grade. So if you've had Voodoo Ranger, higher Plane IPA, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.